What if Japan's oldest monument is underwater? What if humans were building while the ice was still melting? What if the deepest archaeology hasn't been done because it can't be seen? Off the southern coast of a small Japanese island called Yonaguni, the seafloor does something strange. It rises in flat plains, sharp 90-degree angles, stair steps wide enough to walk on. It looks, to the human eye, exactly like a ruin. A diving instructor named Kihachiro Aratake found it in 1986, while looking for a new place to take customers to see hammerhead sharks. He swam over the edge of a cliff. He stopped. He came back to the surface and told people he had seen a city. The structure sits about 25 meters below sea level. The longest face is roughly 50 meters wide. Geologists came, archaeologists came, tour operators came. And they have been arguing about what they found ever since. Let me describe what is actually down there. Wide rectangular terraces, right angles, parallel walls, something that looks like a triangular pool, something that looks like a paved road. A relief on one wall that, from the right angle, resembles a human face. Locals call it the Moai, after the heads of Easter Island. And steps, so many steps. And here is where the trouble starts. The mainstream geological reading is that this is sandstone, and sandstone, when it cracks, tends to crack in flat plains along its bedding. So all of this could be natural. Robert Schopp, the Boston University geologist who also published the controversial Sphinx water erosion paper, examined Yonaguni in 1997. He concluded it was a natural formation, dramatized by selective photography. Then Masaki Kimura, a marine geologist at the University of the Ryukyus, mapped the entire site over 20 years of dives. His conclusion was different. He found post holes, linear tool marks, a pair of holes carved at exact intervals that no current or bedding would produce. He counted what he believed were over 10 distinct structures. Sandstone may break in planes, but sandstone does not drill its own holes. If Kimura is right, the next question is how old? Because Yonaguni today sits under 25 meters of ocean, but it has not always. At the peak of the last ice age, around 20,000 years ago, so much water was locked up in glaciers that global sea levels were around 120 meters lower than today. When the ice melted, the seas rose, slowly at first, then in fits, then again slowly. And by about 8,000 years ago, Yonaguni's structure, if there was one to build, would have already been underwater. So if it is built, it was built earlier than that, by people who, according to the standard story, had no business building anything that complex. And the awkward part is that Yonaguni is not alone. Off the coast of Gujarat, India, sonar mapping in the Gulf of Cambay revealed what may be the remains of a city sitting 40 meters deep. Carbon-dated wood from the area returned dates of around 9,000 years before our era. Off Cuba, sonar imaging revealed a grid of large stone shapes nearly 700 meters deep. Officially, the data is still under review. 25 years on, off Egypt, off Greece, off Israel, off the Bahamas, stone shapes, symmetries, things that should not be there if the human story began with farming. We have mapped about 5% of the ocean floor at high resolution. The rest is, in a real sense, the largest unexplored region on the planet. So what is the lesson here? Not that Yonaguni is proven to be a temple. The debate is still open. It may be the most photogenic natural formation on Earth, but the very fact that we cannot tell, that two qualified scientists looked at the same rock and came back with opposite answers, is the lesson. Because our entire chronology of human capability is built on what we have found, and what we have found is, almost by definition, what was above the water. Think about that for a second. The last 20,000 years of human story were lived along coastlines that no longer exist. Doggerland, between Britain and Denmark, gone. The Sunda Shelf, where Southeast Asia used to be one continent, gone. The Persian Gulf Basin, lush, and lived in until 8,000 years ago, gone. Everything that happened on those lost coasts is right now sitting somewhere on a continental shelf, waiting for someone to look. And the next time someone tells you exactly when civilization began, ask them what is at the bottom.